space here in Berlin. It's a bit of a traveling venue. The gold medal match is now up in the compound women's team event, shooting over 50 meters here in Berlin. It's time to find out who will be the champions in Berlin. Let's take a look at how the two teams got here. Turkey, we know, are a strong team, beating the USA in the semi-finals, but it's a buoyant Great Britain, having qualified every single place in the quota for Tokyo 2020, who will be their opponents for gold here in Berlin. So the teams are ready to compete here. Bostan, Tomruk and Elmaagacli up against Gibson, Moon and Corless. Let's go down to the range and welcome them out here in Berlin.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome the athletes to the field for the compound women's team gold medal match.
Meine Damen und Herren, bitte heißen Sie die Athleten für das Goldfinale der Compound Damen-Teams willkommen.
Well, on target 2, it's Great Britain.
On target number 2, representing Great Britain.
Auf Scheibe Nummer 2 aus Großbritannien.
Corless.
Ranked 8th in the world. Under a 50% average on wins. A little bit of a surprise to be here in this gold medal match, but riding on a high after their results at the World Championships in Holland just a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, definitely. We see their recurve team is doing phenomenal, and I think that's spreading to their compound team. We see both Great Britain compound teams making finals matches this weekend.
Well, you have to say they are the strong favourites. Turkey, known for its amazing archery. And it's a really strong lineup. Look, let's put aside the fact that Elmaagacli and Tomruk are there. Yesim Bostan, she's incredible.
Definitely, Yesim's been shooting amazing all week, especially in the wind. Saw her match against Paige in the quarterfinals and saw their team match against US in the semis. So this team has been shooting great. Can't wait to watch what they can do here in this finals venue.
Shooting first on target number 2,
British coach looking on there. Now, we're used to seeing Priestley in the box, and he's done some great things for the World Archery Federation, but one of the younger coaches in for GB.
Yeah, definitely changing of the guard maybe, but see how he handles that pressure behind them.
And the Turks have got their young coach in as well. So this for gold here in Berlin, the compound women's team event here on Compound Saturday.
Shot.
Good sighter for Gibson.
Just out on the left.
You see release in her mouth as she's waiting to go. We see that sometimes out of archers in team round because it is very limited time and they feel like it's faster than reaching into their pouch to pick up their release. They can just grab it quickly from their mouth and go.
Yes, Sarah. Shot.
9-10 liner.
It's in.
9-13.
So we see Yesim, unlike the Americans, Yesim, the anchor, strongest member of the team, is actually starting out first instead of going last. Looks like a smart decision as she puts an X down there. Give her teammates something to aim at. It seemed to have worked.
Ipek gergin kal. Ortada bekleyerek yumuşak dokun tetiğe. Bravo.
9.
Çok yakın.
Good grouping from the Turkish team. The asterisk on the third arrow from Great Britain means it was subject to a measure. I think that will stay as a 9 though. Gibson back on the line.
Yeah, it was good 10. Good 10.
Solid shot. She's going to be happy with that. Good comeback from her opening shot.
Nice and steady, nice and strong, just like you do. Just make your shot. Just keep doing your thing, keep working it, keep pulling through. You've got this, girl. Keep at it.
So you hear the teammate in the background there talking her teammate through the process.
About 7 o'clock.
Sometimes you hear the coach, but a lot of times in team round you actually hear the next archer is going to be talking to the archer on the line.
Right in the turn, keep your pressures going, keep pulling through, keep working your shot. Right in the middle, you've got this.
Yeah, good 10.
And it worked with another 10.
Yeah, and it's all the sort of, it sounds repetitive and you think, well, what difference is this going to make? But it's almost like a comfort blanket, isn't it?
Exactly. Yep. Just hearing that same thing. It's just like at home. You're not out in front of millions of people.
Bravo.
Just doing your thing.
Well, here we
Hadi Ipek.
can hear the Turkish coach on a Bektas, well known
Gergin kal.
in the archery
Ortada
field.
bekleyerek.
My Turkish isn't that great, but I'm pretty sure he's saying the same sort of thing. Stay calm, stay cool, put it down the middle.
Çok iyi misin?
Yeah, I think that's a safe bet. And we see Yesim now is closing out the match. So again, teams can change the order. So she started the end and she's going to finish the end.
Chance for a 3-point lead here.
Bravo.
Puts it into the 10 and gets that 3-point lead. And it will be Teşekkür ederim for Una Bektas. Thank you very much, says the Turkish coach. Simon Scott on the other side for Great Britain. Well, he wasn't here at the start of the week. The British team did so well, they decided to fly him out for the final.
Not a bad gig.
58 zu 55 Ringer, wenn wir jetzt auf die Leinwand schauen, sehen wir,
As soon as the cameraman gets out of the way, I'll tell you.
sind und wir sehen eine 9, so ungefähr auf 12 Uhr mit einem Sternchen. Dort wird jetzt gerade vorne an der Schale überprüft, ob das nicht vielleicht doch eine 10 ist.
Well, we just caught Simon Scott there,
Des 10er-Rings
giving
zu berühren, damit
the ladies an idea of where that arrow shot. But Yesim Bostan looking fairly confident, and really she is the sort of the talisman for the Turkish team.
Definitely, she's been unbelievable the last couple of years, been trading #1 in the world with Sarah Lopez, so lots of experience on the stage and just really calm under pressure.
Great Britain will resume competition. Great Britain was qualified as third, while Turkey was fifth. 28 points were the difference in the whole qualification. Let's see what's happening.
Well,
in the
Bostan,
second.
as you mentioned, Crystal, changed the order. She went first and last, but no real difference in where the arrows ended up.
Nope, all in the middle.
What a great captain, in inverted commas, for the Turkish team. A great start from them as well. They lead by 2 after that measure. Put Great Britain up by a point. Great Britain to shoot first. And it's Ella Gibson on the shooting line.
Yeah, good 10.
10.
Right in that middle. That's it. Nice and steady. Keep pulling through. Keep working your shot. Just make your shot. Keep at it. You've got this. Good job.
9.
Just
9.
left again.
All right, Sarah. Just like you, tons and tons of time. Just make your great shot. That's it. Nice and steady. Right in that turn. Keep pulling through. Keep working it. Keep going, girl. You got this.
Yes, sir.
Beautiful shot.
And it's Gibson who's the one that's providing the direction, isn't she? She's very, very calm.
Yeah, and she's actually the youngest member of that team. So you see, the team leader doesn't necessarily have to be the oldest person or the most experienced person. Sometimes it's just the person who has that calming voice for the rest of the team.
Well done. 9 gleich mit 10.
And it's a process-driven game, archery, and you see how it's different strokes for different folks. No one solution fits all. The Great Britain team talking to each other throughout all the shots. Turkey, very calm, and it's just the coach with one or two words every now and again.
Exactly. Everybody needs something different, and you'll see some archers, even on the same team, want a very loud, aggressive coach, and another archer may want very quiet, and they want to be in their head.
Strong front arm. Keep pulling through the shots. Like you do.
9.
Good. Just down.
9.
7 o'clock. Yeah, fair enough.
So that measure on the first arrow for Turkey could be crucial in this end, but Turkey in the box seat still.
Yes, Susan. Good X.
So
Great
after
shot.
2 left 9s, coach told her to make an adjustment, and she did, and put it right in the middle.
Steady, nice and relaxed.
He earned his airline fare then, Simon Scott.
8.
Dropping that one low and to the right. The first arrow that's been significantly lower than the yellow ring for either team here.
Yeah, a lot of times in compound you see that when an archer just gives up a little on that front arm, you see them fall out the bottom like that.
Bravo.
9.
9.
But it's a long week, isn't it, for you guys? You have to compete right the way through from Monday all the way through the week. And of course, you're not just competing in team, you're competing in mixed team, potentially individual tournaments as well.
Yeah, and especially in that wind, it starts to beat up your body when you're fighting against those wind gusts over and over and over again. You start to feel muscles that you hadn't felt before.
Gizem sağ tarafı iyi oturt. Gergin kal.
Misses 10.
Bravo X.
Ooh, just jinxed her there.
Save.
Well, it was marked as a 9 asterisk, has been marked up to a 10. The Turkish first arrow will also be subject to a measure. I wonder if we're going to get down to the end of the range and hear the target judge on that 9.
X10-9, X9-9. Okay, okay. X10-9, X10-8, X9-8.
Bit of a correction there from the target judge, but I think that Turkish arrow might well have been marked up.
I think it was a 9. Yes, yes, it was called a 9.
Well, a 57 is enough to increase their lead, and confirmed after 2 ends of this gold medal match. Turkey leading by 3 against Great Britain.
And no surprise here, 3-point lead for Turkey at this point, but as we've seen all week, if we get some gusts of wind, anything can change, and we could have a reversal here.
Well, we see Yesim Bostan there looking on. She has been the sort of anchor, I suppose, the lead player for the Turkish team. How do they choose their order? Would it be Bostan who makes that call, or is it the coach, or do they discuss it amongst the team?
It's really team dependent. Every country has their own rules, has their own process. Here in the U.S. team, it's really up to the team members to make that decision. They can consult coaches, get some opinions if there's a disagreement, which been part of those before, but really you really want to look at who's got the fastest shot, who can get a shot off, you know, if the time's running down, who shoots a slower shot, things like that.
Well, at start of the third end here, Great Britain trailing, shooting first, 2 9s to get them off the mark.
You also see some people actually like to go first with the clean target with no arrows in it. They like to see that nice clean face. Other people don't like to see the clean face and would rather have arrows downrange to aim at. So definitely individual preference.
Sağ tarafı iyi oturt Yeşim. Gergin kal. Yukarıda 9.
9.
Rüzgar arttı, dikkatli ol. Sol
We see the wind flags picking up a little bit in the background there.
Bravo,
And we
güzel.
see 2 new left 9s by the Turkey team.
Gergin kal İpek. Ortada durmaya çalış. Bravo.
10.
İpek.
Looks like they gave feedback to their third team member, and she was able to put a 10 down there.
Yeah, and we have talked about the wind over the past couple of days, and it has played a big part here. We were expecting overcast and blustery conditions today, but actually it's turned out to be
Yeah,
pretty
good
calm.
job.
10.
Yeah, it's a lot calmer than I think any of these archers were expecting after the week we've had.
Strong, Susan. Keep going, Susan. Make your shot nice and steady. Keep pulling through.
And with the compound archers in particular, that can really mess with your head. After all week of fighting against that wind, it changes your shot, and you really have to find center again.
Yeah, it's interesting, isn't it? Because, you know, technically it's easier if the wind's calm, right?
Technically.
Keep working it. Right on the 10.
9.
So 9 to finish and a 1-6-6 after 3 ends. And another opportunity for the Turkish team to extend their lead.
Bravo. Aferin.
Crystal, it's interesting for me because, look, the Turkish team seem very clear and very focused and determined on what their job is here. But perhaps the British team have
Ortada
got an
beklemeye
eye on
çalış.
something else. World
oldum.
Youth Championships, for example, for
Aferin.
Ella Gibson. She's heading off to Madrid in August for those championships. Perhaps she's thinking about medals there. Sarah Moon going straight on to the Universiade
Şimdi sağ tarafı
in Naples
yapıyorsun.
as well.
Gergin kal.
Yeah, actually, Cassidy Cox and Amy Jung from the U.S. are both heading out tomorrow for that as well. So quite a few archers here, I think, heading to those youth events. We're seeing younger archers shooting on the world stage at the senior level. So they're really doing double duty between all the tournaments this summer.
Jetzt mit 58 Ringen.
Turkey, though, completely focused here, still leading by 7 points. This is done and dusted, right?
Die Türkei
Basically, unless something happens, they can shoot all 9s and still walk away with the win.
haben bislang 4-mal gegeneinander geschossen. 3-mal davon hat Großbritannien gewonnen und die Türkei einmal.
See the coach there checking the arrows. That's something a good coach is going to do before they hand back the arrows to the archers. They're going to check, make sure no veins are coming off, no damage knocks from getting hit, anything like that.
Is ranked 8th in the world.
Ona Bektis there, the Turkish coach, as we look on to the British team. All smiles, relaxed, not looking so nervy. Glad to be here. I suppose in some respects you're guaranteed the silver medal, so you're going to be on the podium once you get to the gold medal match. So is it a case of, you know, we've made it this far, we can just relax and enjoy ourselves?
It definitely can have that feeling. I know, depends on the team, and I think this Great Britain team, it's a less experienced team than some of the other teams out there. So I think for them, just making this match was a huge win for them, and I think they're just excited to be there.
Well, trailing by 7 points. Great Britain will shoot first on target 2. And up steps Ella Gibson.
Shoot your shot. Strong front arm. Tighten with the anchor and keep pulling through the shots.
Yes, spotted.
Beautiful X.
Make that great shot. That's it. Nice and steady. Right in on the 10. Keep working through. You got this. Just make your shot.
9.
9.
Typical.
Nice and steady. Nice and strong. That's it. Keep your pressures going. Keep pulling through. Keep working the shot. You got this.
Yeah, I'm spotted.
Hitting her teammate's arrow right in the middle.
Anneciğim sağ taraf iyi otursun. Gergin kal. Bravo.
Pure focus from Yesim Bostan. And straight down into the 10 again.
You see she's using an index trigger release. Somewhat uncommon on the world stage, but seeing more and more. Paige Pierce shoots one, and some of the other top shooters, but Turkey definitely seems to favor those releases, as does some of the Russian shooters.
Bravo.
Good grouping there from the Turkish team, matching Great Britain, and that's all they need to do. In fact, they can afford to drop points. They're that far ahead.
Yeah, good 10.
If she finished the match, she's going to be happy. She finished with an X and a 10. That's a good way. Gives you a lot of confidence going in to future match play.
Right in the middle, nice and steady, nice and strong. Keep pulling through, just make your shot. We've got this, girl. Keep working it.
7.
Just dropping low there, perhaps the fatigue starting to play its part.
Saw the grimace on her face. I'm guessing the pin probably dropped right as she was releasing, and at that point it's too late to do anything.
Keep pulling through, keep working it.
8, 9, 9, and 7. 9.
So a 59 possible for Turkey. Very much have room to maneuver. They could do this in 2 arrows, and they've got 3 to shoot.
Bravo.
Good start.
Yep, that's what you want. You want to come out and just keep the pedal down.
Hadi Ipek.
So we know it's going to
Gergin kal. Ortada
be
bekle.
Boston who will
Emin olunca.
shoot the last arrow.
Bravo.
That last arrow means nothing. This one's just for fun.
Time to tickle the
Sağ taraf iyi
spider.
otursun Yeşim. Gergin
So
kal.
I reach up and touch that arrow. It might have been starting to fall off the rest, but knew what to do and puts a 10 down there.
Great stuff from Turkey. Yesim Bostan finishes the job off for them, but Gizem, Elmaagacli and Ipek Tomruk played their part in a superb gold medal winning performance for the Turkish team.
Great Britain second with 221 points.
Und wir haben den ersten Goldmedaillengewinner.
We see the Turkish fans celebrating in the stands. They're happy to see
des Schiedsrichters.
their teammates taking the gold.